Hey seedlings, I'm sorry for not posting yesterday. I was quite busy and didn't have the time. Today we are going to be reading Friendly Rivalry. It'd be chapter 11. I hope you enjoy. Now that Izuku could actually hear, he was amazed at just how much sound he missed, and just how loud everything actually was. He actually needed earmuffs or earbuds to go outside for a while because of how loud things were. He was working on getting used to it. His mom didn't seem to notice anything, which was normal at this point. She rarely noticed anything he did these days, which was a bit odd after having to desperately hide the marks left behind by Kachan. Now he could probably walk right beside her with a massive burn on the right side of his face, and she wouldn't even flinch. A weird thought, but probably true. He just had to be able to sort through it all, which he was working on with Kyle. Along with that, and partially to help it, there were games of hide and seek. Hitigui, with his hidden in plain sight quirk, was a master at it, but he was teaching Izuku how to hide in plain sight even without a quirk, to blend in and not be noticed. It worked well when Izuku started work as an underground hero and was able to hide in the shadows and not be noticed by villains while he came up with a plan. Part of it was acting like he belonged there and was doing something or on his way to do something. It didn't quite work as well on the retired villains who knew him, but Hitigui also helped him learn to figure out what places could work as hiding places and what wouldn't do. Places he could squish himself in, but other people might not be able to. Izuku was sad for a little bit. He couldn't test this out against Kachan, but he figured he could manage just playing hide and seek with his friends. They usually won though, but playing sardines was really funny with them, since the first person had to pick a place everyone could conceivably fit and could actually get to. Once Izuku had managed to adjust to the fixed hearing well enough, Kyle brought out a blindfold, and like that, Izuku had to focus even harder on his hearing to get around and find everyone. It was like playing Marco Polo, but not in a pool. Mostly since the place didn't have a pool, and it'd be weird for everyone to go to a pool. Izuku was slightly suspicious of Tenki's look when he noted they were playing the land version of Marco Polo because of the lack of a pool. Izuku's suspicions were confirmed when he came in one day and found a very innocent-looking Tenki and everyone else surrounding the new pool in its designated room, which didn't exist before. "I called it," Zen said when Izuku got there. "I totally called it." "I'm going to assume he did it with a quirk or two," Izuku guessed. There wasn't really a way he could have done it in one night otherwise. "He does have a lot of seemingly random quirks, so I'm not as surprised as I maybe should be," Hiki agreed. "Well, we'd better find some swimsuits if we're going to use it for some actual Marco Polo." "Do they even make old people swimsuits?" Zun asked curiously. "Pretty sure there aren't designated old people swimsuits," Guy said dryly. "Yeah, they're just regular swimsuits," Izuku agreed. "Do we just, go to the nearest store?" "That is usually how you find swimsuits," Hiki said, nodding. "We better go in 2 groups, though, so it's not weird. Izuku, you can pick whoever to go with, unless you have one and would like to go home to get it." Honestly, Izuku hadn't gone swimming in forever, and he was a lot more muscular now, so his old one probably wouldn't fit. It probably wouldn't fit, he admitted somewhat sheepishly. I haven't gone swimming in ages. That's fair, Zun said, bobbing her head. So, to the store it was. Not a single worker there looked even vaguely interested, although they got plenty of attention from the shoppers themselves. It was really busy for some odd reason, so the workers were probably just too tired to care. Fortunately for them, it was in fact late spring at the moment, so there were swimsuits. Izuku found some funny shorts that were covered in broccoli and got them after Hiki compared the broccoli itself to his fluffy hair. She wasn't at all wrong, which made it even funnier. Tenki was going with both groups to pay for the swimsuits, and somehow changed his appearance a bit to appear like 30 years younger, and took on the uniform that had been for the workers of the center. If anyone did ask, Tenki or Izuku usually replied that they were going to the pool soon and needed to be prepared, especially with the onset of summer. It was a reasonable excuse and also shut anyone else up. Who were they to judge some old people who just wanted to have some fun? Marco Polo in the water was easier, since people made noise as they moved through the water, and also Izuku didn't have to fret about if he tripped over something or stepped into a hole. The benefits of being in water. It did also mean he didn't have to worry about running into a tree, which he had done several times. On the plus side, now he could just jump into the pool if he was really hot after doing the running exercises with Zen. They were reduced slightly, and though, to give some way for Elidier's continue fight training, but the battlegrounds have extended to the whole forest, and now he could use whatever. Khonshu joined him more often than not, using his quirks and the bugs in his body to point out how he could use the area to his advantage. Getting the drop on the skeletons, making them trip and stumble over unseen holes, straight up laying traps to capture them. It was awesome, and Izuku was so happy.